All right. Well, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks so much for having me. Yeah.
So, the people want to know, what's it like being the last groundskeeper of the Jedi Temple?
Look, it's a hard gig, okay? It's a tough one. It's an important job, but it is stressful. Yeah, it's not cut out for your regular everyday person, I can tell you that one.
What's the hardest thing about understanding the job is what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Look, day-to-day basis, a lot of the stuff goes under the radar. Okay, I am out there in the field, constantly getting the grass as fluffy as possible. I am making sure every tree grows at 100% capacity, so every slice of wood has the best chance of being cut down by our new Jedi younglings that are coming through to take down the Empire.
It mustn't be easy. Do you get much downtime?
Downtime? I haven't heard the word. It's not something that I have in my vocabulary. I don't usually take any time off. It is a tough gig, and it is the hardest job you're probably ever going to see someone do, especially for someone who doesn't have that force foo that these special Jedi have.
Great. I think we understand more of what the Jedi Temple is about. Thanks for talking to us today.
Thanks so much for having me. Yeah.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of Blore on Mandalore. I am your host, Jeremy Blore, and guys, I am so keen to get into this next episode. Oh my god, it was perfection! Perfection! Oh, how can you get better than this? I literally turned on, it went Disney Plus, and then boom! 23 minutes over in an instant. I could not, honestly, I could not contain myself. I have been so excited to get into this with you guys. You know what we're doing. We're doing a breakdown of Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 14, 1-4, Final Strike. Oh my god. Okay, let's jump into it. Episode rating, 10 out of 10, baby. 10 out of 10. That shit was fucking slamming. Slamming. It was firing on all cylinders. Beautiful, beautiful work. Episode ranking, guys. If you know it's a 10 out of 10, you know where it's going to be. S tier, baby. S tier. For anyone that's new, after the end of this season, I'm going to be doing a ranking system where I put all of the episodes together. It's going to go S tier, A tier, B tier, D tier, C tier, D tier. I don't know the alphabet, apparently. Guys, 1 minute review. Let's give this a go. Far out Brussels sprout. Tension. Climax. And a whole bunch of tomfoolery. We have been fooled, my friends. Everyone thought it was going a certain way. Personally, I did as well. Little did we know that our whole world has turned on its heads. Our batch is getting in there and they're getting ready to go down with the fight. Hell yeah, baby. That was a 1 minute review. Slamming up nice and early. I can't believe how long I took with every other 1 minute review. Was that even a review? Probably not. But let's just say that was like the back of a DVD. You get that big DVD front and stuff. I'm so good at explaining things. You see the DVD, you see the cover, you turn it on the back, and then you go, oh, wow, that's what it's going to be like. Tension. I'm not going to go. That was last week's intro, by the way. Hell yeah. If you loved it, guys, please give that video a like. That cost me way too much money. I think it actually cost me $0. That was way too much. Guys, I am so happy doing these intros. Please let me know what you think down below. If you're liking what I've been doing so far, everything is much appreciated. Any interaction possible. Look, let's not waste any time. Let's get into this. If you've watched the show before, then you know we do talking points on this show. We don't go into... I started off the whole thing and I do a description of everything that went on. We are getting rid of that. Talking points, baby. Let's start off with the biggest elephant in the room. He just left. To go fight some chick in India. Look it up. Look that up. That was pretty wild. Hemlock knew that the batch were going to be there. Okay, let's just get that down pat straight away. Hemlock knew from the very second that he put Omega in there with the Force-sensitive children. He knows that Omega will escape. She will attempt to escape. He knows that she will rally the troops behind her, that she has that empathy built inside of her that allows people to follow her with pure charisma. Pure charisma. Now, she's learnt a lot from the batch and she's learnt a lot about skills, but the one thing that they can never teach her is how to truly be someone who is empathetic whilst also staying on the mission. And oh my God, is she leading the batch in that way. Genuinely has gotten them out of so many sticky situations just because of the kind-hearted person that she is. And it pays off with the people around her. She has turned Emery Carr, Dr. Carr. She has helped the kids rally together, teaching them like her own little squad. She has got the batch actually doing things for themselves. Otherwise, they'd be stuck there with Sid, that Trandoshan scum! Oh, still running around doing bounty hunter missions, and that would get them killed almost instantly. Pabu never would have happened without Omega. They owe her their actual lives outside of their job. Separate work from life. The life wouldn't be possible without Omega, and it shows. But her skills in order to be able to do this with everyone has paid off big time, and Hemlock knew this would happen. Hemlock knew that the moment he put her in with the kids, it would elicit something in the kids to test how far they would go. And maybe he could even add in some extra security protocols to kind of switch Tantus into something that he truly wants. Who knows his true intentions? All I know is that he's smarter than what he seems. He already had preventative measures for the batch coming back instantly. He knew that someone was aboard the ship. He knew that they latched onto the ship. Beyond the intel that was given them, he knew this was going to happen. And I don't think we give him enough respect for truly the intellect that he has. Did he put Omega in the vault for a reason? That's going to be the biggest question out of all of that. But the next one, guys, Hunter is a badass. Oh my God, he is on a mission, people. He is on a mission. I have never seen him this determined ever in any of the 3 seasons. Now, obviously, he's wanted to get to Omega before, but he's lost Omega before. He is not losing her again. Now, Mortis FM brought up a really, really cool point when it came to, by the way, guys, check out Mortis FM. But please, they are the best channel. They are so much quality information. Please, just give it a go. You won't be disappointed. But Mortis FM brought up a really important point in their previous episode, which was basically saying Hunter went through just purely believing in Echo and latching onto the ship. Yes, absolutely he did. But I'm going to further that one just a little bit more. Hunter was going to do that anyway. Doesn't matter about how much Echo was going to succeed or how well he was going to succeed. Hunter was willing to risk everything, his own life included, in order to be able to get Omega back. He is not losing her this time. If it means that they go down in a blaze of glory getting to Mount Tantus, so be it. And all that whole point has just continued further throughout the start of this episode. He is driven. He is determined. He is not letting anything get in their way. He will stand up to a beast, Mando Mudhorn style, with a vibroblade, in order to protect his team and in order to reach his end goal of getting Omega. Guys, look, I'm getting a little bit into this. But seriously, his skills with flying the ship, he has ramped everything 100%. Honestly, if it wasn't for Hunter, no one would get this far. No one would be at the stage that they're at right now. And I'll prove that to you with the way Wrecker has been getting wrecked every single time. I don't know what it is. I love Wrecker. Wrecker has been one of my favorite clones. Hunter, by the way, he's right here, has taken that spot by far. Look, Hunter's taken that spot. My favorite clone. The coolest guy ever. But without Hunter, the batch would have ended up like Wrecker did with that beast. Now, Wrecker's strong, and he jumps up onto the neck of this beast, and he's holding on, and it flicks him off like it's nothing. Like it's absolutely nothing. And goes whoosh, slices all the way down Wrecker's chest. So cool. So unbelievably cool. To have a scar like that on your armor is worthy. The instant that I thought about that, I thought of Clone Wars at the very start when all of the clones are fresh white and they do things in missions in order to gain an identity. You know, you've got the blue hand on the face. You've got everything. You've got tattoos and so on. That would be Wrecker's defining moment with that big scar. I reckon he would completely make that a part of his armor set. And I hope he does. But it just goes to show that without Hunter, the batch would not be here right now. And without Omega fueling the batch's desire, none of this show would have been possible. Omega and Hunter, guys, you're keeping the show alive. And I thank you so much for that. But you know who I don't thank? Rampart. He is a bitch. Oh my God. He slows the batch down. He is a complete dead weight. I mean, even Crosshair admits that throughout. He gets captured almost instantly. He alerts all of the people of the presence of where they are. Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing, man? He needs the batch just as much as they... Actually, I was about to say as much as they need him. They don't need him at all. He's done now. They've used him up. He needs the batch. Now, look, you could kind of look at this from a point of view of, oh, maybe he's alerting all of the TK troopers because he wants to be noticed to be able to taken in by the Empire, but he has been kept... And, I mean, look, he's been held prisoner for how long on an Imperial labor camp? He's not too fond of the Empire right now as well. He actually made a quote to Crosshair, which I thought was really interesting. He said, I wrote it down here. He said, "You are just like me. You care about no one but yourself." Crosshair fires right back on this one, and he says, "I've changed." And then Rampart comes right back with, "Sure you have." Look, Rampart doesn't care about the Empire. I really don't think he does. I think he knows that he's been fucked around by them and that they have no allegiance to him. Why would he have any allegiance to them? He's admitted right there that he only has allegiance to himself. I don't think that he alerted the TK troopers of their existence because he wanted to be captured. I don't think that he wanted to be captured in the first place. Look, I don't think that he's going to sabotage the batch. Maybe give our boy a little bit of a character arc, especially after he's been doing so bloody well with everyone and how he's been acting in the past couple episodes. Give him a character arc that he deserves. Yes, he destroyed Tapoka City. Kamino is lost because of Rampart, sure, but he was following orders, to be fair. He only cares about himself. Let's give our boy a character arc. Let's do it. Fuck it. Give him the arc that a lot of other characters deserved. Okay? A Miggs Mayfield kind of arc, right? Miggs Mayfield is part of The Mandalorian. He is actually Bill Burr. Bill Burr acted and he shot the Imperial officer on the labor camp. I can't remember where it is. Write down in the comments if you forget. Actually, you know what? Don't worry about that. Bang! It's right there. Okay. Look, on to the next bit. Guys, Echo, come on! I know you're just so amazed that I just hit those notes. Echo, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Guys, Echo has had one of the best character arcs of all of the Clone Wars and Bad Batch, which is basically season 8, 9, and 10 of the Clone Wars. But he has had the best character arcs of one of those characters out of the whole show. He is awesome. We saw him at the very start, and we're kind of seeing him towards the end. Is it the end of Echo? Yeah, I think so. He lost his armor. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, he pulled the old Luke and Han. Awesome. But in losing his identity, he lost his character. I believe that he is going to self-sacrifice with Dr. Carr in order to save Omega and the kids. He will contribute to the final strike on Mount Tantus in order to save the vast majority of clones because they saved him. Well-rounded, beautiful character arc. Clones save him, he saves the clones. That's his only allegiance, baby. I'm all here for Echo. Now, one thing that I'd just like to add on there is Echo's little screwdriver USB hand, yeah? When he killed or he knocked out, who really knows, the TK trooper, when he knocked him out, I was like, oh, is he going to have to, like, he's got everything except for the glove with the hand. Is he going to chop off his hand and then just like mash on a human hand onto, oh God, that would be gnarly. That was my initial thought. I am so glad they did a droid hand. Not only do I think that is so cool, but I mean, guys, look, in the end, this is a kid's show at the same time. The kids are going to be traumatized. Imagine you get knocked out by someone, you wake up and your hand is completely gone, and some dude with a screwdriver USB hand has just taken everything that you have ever used. Like, what if that dude was a lefty? Like, it would completely ruin his life. Anyways, look, I'm worrying too much about a TK trooper, but I wish he also was able to use his hand, like that droid hand. I thought maybe if it could like clip in. I do love that it was kind of like a glove towards the end, but I digress. I think it was so awesome that we're going to have that last little character arc. I really truly do believe that Echo is going to die on Mount Tantus, sacrificing himself. There's just no other way. Rex sacrificed so much in order to get Echo. Echo will sacrifice in order to get Omega out. And I think Dr. Carr is definitely going to be there to help with that. And especially because he put the pressure on her for doing all of those experiments to the clones. Now, she did say, I was just doing my job. Yes, you were doing your job, but you did it horribly and you did a bad job. Now, I mean, Echo made the same quote. I've heard that before. Yes, he has. He's obviously heard that from so many of the clones doing Order 66. And I love that that was a little bit of a callback. Like, obviously, all clones have got inhibitor chips, but why would a scientist have an inhibitor chip? All right, Order 66, her version of that is this cloning on Mount Tantus. This is her redemption in order to get better and do better by her brothers and sisters, all right? Because Omega is her sister at the same time. Double sacrifice for the greater good. I'm all here for it, but I'm going to miss you, Echo. I'm absolutely going to miss you. You have been such an incredible character, and I've loved you from the very first moment that I saw you on screen. I'm kind of talking about it like he's a brother or something. He's not just a brother. He's my boy! Okay. Speaking of Omega, Omega is a badass, just like Hunter. I kind of alluded to it a little bit before, but she has created her own squad, as you will. Yes, these kids don't know much, and it shows how advanced Omega is because of how she's acting with these kids. Now, throughout the first 2 seasons with the batch, she's built up skills from every single one of them. Every single one. Her mannerisms and her senses from Hunter, being alert to all of the outside problems that are going on in your peripheral, not just what's in front of you. Rekka, the explosions expert. Echo, learning how to talk with clones and also how to actually do things on the base level of, martial arts and kind of fighting. He doesn't let her stop until everything's perfect. Tech, the tech side of it, of course, that's in his name. He didn't let her stop her studies until she knew every single variant of ship that has been known in the galaxy. She is a genius. Crosshair, with his humility now, has been able to teach her how to aim, how to become a better person, and how to rise from your defeat. I'm going to say defeat because he did change. He did become a bad version of himself to be better. That was his journey, but she learnt a lot from that. She learnt a lot from him in general. So it's been so awesome seeing the lessons that she's learnt from all of the batch and kind of going into this next era of her life. Sorry, I don't know what that was. And kind of creating her own squad. Now, breaks through everything, or that whole side bit, Andor style, like in the previous episode. She climbs her way through that little droid transport hub thing. Freaky, by the way. Freaky. Like, watching it just going, dude, you're going to get your hand cut off. She's got her fingers gripped around the rails that this droid's going to be sliding across. Like, bro, what are you doing? Anyways, freaked me out every single time. Whew. I was like, oh, God, get out of there. Like, it actually, I could feel myself on the edge of my seat. It's what made this episode so incredible. Genuinely, so incredible. Was just how they managed to keep you on the edge of your seat the whole time. At no point did I check the time. At no point did I look for my phone for notifications, which I know we all do. I'm no different, right? I was glued to the TV. Nothing could break this spell that this episode had on me. And that whole scene of her going through that droid depot thing was spectacular. Water break. Hell yeah, people. Stay hydrated. Guys, if you've been watching this far, please have a sip of water. Stay hydrated. Get as comfortable as you possibly can, because I've got a theory coming up here that is going to be bonker chonker donkers. Now, as we know, Omega going through the droid transport thingo-majiggo, she sees a Zillo Beast. Now, I've been saying this to all the people who I talk about Bad Batch in private for ages and ages. Now, I talked to my best mate Josh about it, and I was just like, dude, oh my God, the Empire's going to be holding the Zillo Beast. We already know from the second season that they were cloning it, and I was like, oh, I wonder, did they house the Zillo Beast at Mount Tantus because of the cloning? Now, I did say that ages and ages ago, but I thought nothing of it. I'm not going to lie. I completely forgot about the Zillo Beast because I was so focused on the batch getting Omega out. Now, I actually saw a video about this just before when I was searching up, and it was from Generation Tech. Now, Generation Tech is an awesome channel. I seriously recommend watching it. He has been incredible at picking so many theories and getting it bang on. Like, honestly, bang on. And he kind of elaborated on this theory that I've been thinking of in private for a long time of the Zillo Beast. Now, he thinks that the Zillo Beast, well, I mean, I'm going to say thinks, he was bang on. He thought that the Zillo Beast was going to be trapped in Mount Tantus And that's why they had such a big station, such a big base in order to house these incredible creatures. Because not only the Zillo Beast is going to be there, but he had this awesome theory of like breaking open the top and the Zillo Beast. We're going to see how big it can become and rips itself out and takes on this. So cool. Now, I've had an obsession with the Zillo Beast for a reason, and I think it kind of adds to this theory because I'm going to add on to his theory with this. Now, as you know, if you've seen the Clone Wars and if you've seen Bad Batch Season 2, the Zillo Beast armor is almost near impenetrable. No lightsaber can damage it. No blaster bolts can damage it. I've had an obsession with someone creating an armor set out of Zillo Beast armor. Or Zillo Beast skin. Oh, that would be the coolest. Now, you see kind of like traditional Mandalorian stuff with Mythosaur. And, you've got the big horns and so on. Yeah, that's cool. But an impenetrable Beskar-like material that grows naturally on the Zillo Beast. Imagine creating a whole army of troopers with this armor. Imagine the quality of your troops when you're walking around and you've got the best armor that is completely impenetrable by lightsabers and blasters. Look, guys. We think, now I'm saying we because I'm adding Generation Tech into this, that Omega is going to use the Zillo Beast in order to escape from Mount Tantus and use it as a distraction in order to kill majority of the base and slip out while all of that danger is coming. Now, Generation Tech added a really important part here of they needed 2 Republic cruisers and filled with troops in order to take down the Zillo Beast in Season 2. They don't have this. The Mount Tantus is a need-to-know basis. Nobody can figure out what's going on here. How are they going to subdue, and I mean this, how are they going to subdue this creature with the little amount of troops that they've got? They're just not able to. Genuinely, they're really not able to. Like, no one can know that this base exists except for the people that need to be there. You're not going to bring in more troopers in order to take down this beast. And if you do, you have to get rid of Tantus in itself. Maybe that's the way Tantus is gone. Maybe that's the way the batch can survive. Maybe they can settle down knowing that Mount Tantus is gone. Look, who knows? But all I know is that the Zillo Beast is going to play one of the most important roles in the Great Clone Escape. Every single clone that is trapped there in Mount Tantus is going to be liberated, Indiana Jones Temple of Doom style, by Echo and Dr. Carr. The kids are going to follow with Omega. The Zillo Beast is going to take control of the base and kind of rip open at the top like King Kong. And just rip all of the people out and take down the troopers. It would be such an incredible fight. And I really hope that they give this episode an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours to stretch out this whole thing. Because 20 minutes is not enough. It's just not enough. Seriously, when I saw this episode was 23 minutes, I was like, oh my God. Oh God, we're not going to see anything in this last episode. It's going to be like the biggest cliffhanger and maybe they're going to add in another TV show. I really hope they don't. We know this is the end. Give us a long episode. Please, if you're watching this, I hope that this next episode is going to be super long. It's not out of the realms of possibility. The very first episode of the first season was an hour and a half. It was an hour and a half. So it is very possible. So guys, look, let's get into the fan reactions. Look. Only thing that I'm seeing all over the internet is the Zillo Beast is back. Everywhere. Zillo Beast, Zillo Beast, Zillo Beast. Nothing else about Hunter, nothing about Omega and the Force-sensitive children. or even really about Echo and Dr. Carr, right? Yeah, you've seen a couple. How did Emery know? Oh, there's a clone hacking in with a screwdriver USB arm. You're going to think it's someone special, not just a regular TK trooper. Oh, thank you very much. Seriously, get a grip, peoples. But a lot of it was to do with the Zillo Beast and how it's going to happen. Look, if I'm going to be honest, I think it's going to be King Kong style. Release the beast, let him run rampant, and then you can kind of follow in his destruction and then just take whatever's left over. Yeah, King Kong ripping. Maybe he grabs Hemlock and yummy, yummy imperial scientist. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, guys, look, let's get into the theories for the next episode. Oh, God, sorry about that. I've been yelling like a madman. Okay, theories for the next episodes. Let's get into it. I've got 3 theories, guys. 3 theories. Tell me what you think about them down below. First one, the Zillo Beast is used as a distraction to escape. Obviously, I know I was just saying that before, but it's important for this last episode. Number 2, Echo dies with Dr. Carr. Look, guys, he lost his armor. He's lost his whole personality. It's it. It's done for Echo. I'm sorry, but it's done. He's had a good innings, okay? Third, Hunter goes God mode. We've already seen him go fucking God mode with all of his senses. Turning off the ship, flipping it around. Pew, pew. Taking on all of these troopers. Looking at the beast, dead in the eyes with a vibro blade. Mudhorn style. Come on. He's going to go God mode, and he's going to get Omega back if it's the last thing that he does. I have full faith in him. That guy right there, I have full faith in him. He's going to be awesome. But let's get into the highly anticipated power battles inspired from Beyond the Dune Sea. Guys, I love you at Beyond the Dune Sea. If you're watching this, seriously, biggest inspiration, nicest guys ever. Like, they have done so much and more for this channel I can't even begin to describe. So please, if you've watched them and you've come here, give them a little like on their video, give them a comment, just say how much they've influenced other people. And also, if you're coming to me and you haven't seen them before, look, please, this is nothing compared to the sheer might of Beyond the Dune Sea. They are incredible. But power battles. Let's get into it. Power battles, yeah. All right. Let's give this a good toss. If I get Bo Dakuna again, seriously, mate, I am going to flip my shit. Grogu. Ooh. Okay. So we have got Grogu versus... Oh, this one's calling to me. Jango Fett. Okay. Guys, look. Is it really a fight? I'm going to give Grogu, like, the most recent Grogu that we've got. Like, he reaches out and touches the mythosaur kind of Grogu. He's trained with Luke, sure. Jango's got it in the bag. Like, it's not even a question. It's not even a question. He's even a Mandalorian as well. Come on. Yeah, no. Grogu is gone. Grogu, I love you, buddy. He's right there. I love you, buddy. He's also all over this. But no. Look, maybe later, but Jango, he's the GOAT. I love Jango. I'm actually looking at getting the vintage collection Jango Fett figurine. Deluxe edition. Hell yeah, baby. I'm so keen. I'm probably going to do a video on that a little bit later. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, look. Not really that fair of a fight, but guys, we're going to get that every week. We're going to get that every week. You know that. Some of the weeks are just not going to be the same. Okay, they're not going to be the same as last week. And if you want to skip to last week and see what we were doing then, guys, do it. Because we had a really cool power battle. All right, so let's get into the fan questions. Now, every week,
before the episode airs, I always put, and this is the Bad Batch episode, I always put out a prompt to ask you guys if you have any questions, Star Wars or not Star Wars related, that you want me answered live on the air. We've had some incredible responses here, guys. So, first question from Zai Bondfield. He said, what's your favorite Star Wars moment from the first 6 movies that came out? That's tough. Favorite moment. Okay. Everything's leaning towards Revenge of the Sith. Everything's leaning towards Revenge of the Sith. Mainly because I love the prequel so much. Look, from the first 6 movies, I'm probably gonna have to say Anakin and Obi-Wan's duel. Anakin and Obi-Wan's duel, seriously, like, you can't get better than that. That was peak Star Wars. I remember seeing that for the first time, being like, I mean, I'm all for action. I'm all for, like, the biggest, baddest fight with laser swords for as long as possible. But just the meaning behind all of that, the fact that Anakin thought he was actually doing good, whereas Obi-Wan's just lost everything at this point. He's lost Duchess Satine, he's lost his master, he's lost his best friend and his Padawan in one. Like, he's lost everything, and he's kind of fighting his old self with this. Most beautiful moment, 100% hands down, that duel out of the first 6 movies. But I'm going to add a little on to that. Out of all of the movies, all of them, actually one of my favorite moments is in, oh, this is going to trigger some people, The Rise of Skywalker. Look, I'm not as much of a fan of The Rise of Skywalker as Connor from Beyond the Dune Sea. But the scene where Yoda strikes down the tree. Yeah, no, not The Rise of Skywalker. Oh my God, what am I talking about? From The Last Jedi. I'm such an idiot. When he strikes down the tree and he just goes, the texts are not important. They're not page turners. The important part of a Jedi is doing the right thing. Learn from the past. That is my favorite. That is my favorite scene out of all of them. It just resonates so well. I love you couldn't have, honestly, they fucked up Luke, but that resurrected that whole thing with Luke, for me, at least. Next question. Star Wars Sith 66. Thank you so much for asking a question here. I am so keen to see what happens in the future. Whoa! Oh, so naughty. Yeah, guys, watch that space. Watch that space. Will the Zillo Beast eat Hemlock in the finale? Now, look, I kind of thought that with the whole King Kong style. Look, I don't know if he's going to eat Hemlock, but I think he's going to cause Hemlock the most gruesome death out of anyone that we've seen in Star Wars. Maybe even if he just squashes him and moves on like he's nothing. Like the big bad villain that we've had this whole time, looking at him going, oh my God, this guy's fucking terrifying. And then he's nothing. He is nothing important in the finale. That would kind of be cool. I mean, look, if he eats him, that'd be even awesome. Like, that'd be even cooler. So we'll see. We'll see. But I do think he's just going to, like, kind of move him apart like nothing. If he eats him, or if he stomps on him, or just swats him to the side, it's not going to matter. Next question. Tia Galanos, she said, if you had to write a different ending to any of the Star Wars movies / TV shows, what would you do? Ooh. The easy answer here would be to rewrite the sequel. So I'm not going to give the easy answer. I'm probably going to say Mando Season 3.
Mando season 3 was a bit of a nothing season. I loved it so much. Genuinely loved it so much. But, I mean, I mainly loved it because I'm a huge Mandalorian fan. It wasn't really that good. But I do think in the end, I would actually not end it with Grogu touching out to the Mythosaur. I would make the ending lead up to something a lot more important than just what was set up with destroying the base on Mandalore. It just wasn't that important. It wasn't that special. Like, do something that means more for the next season and for the movie that's coming out after. How would I change it? Honestly, I think that's going to be an episode in itself. That's actually, I'll do an episode on that. Thank you, Tia. I love you so much, my beautiful girlfriend. That is going to be an episode in itself. That's a really good idea. Thank you so much for that. And then finally, Laird Geek, who is Seth from Beyond the Dune Sea. You are the GOAT. I love you so much. He says, is Omega going to ride the Zillo Beast? Now, look, if that was the case, I think that she would have to some force foo into her, kind of like Connor's theory. But it is plausible. Like, if you see how she reacts with animals and how she can kind of fix the temperament of a dangerous animal like a lurker, maybe they're alluding to something of her saving the Zillo Beast realizing that she was the one that saved him, and then actually she gets to ride and kind of take down Tantus. I didn't think of that. Maybe that could actually change the theory. Maybe she does ride the Zillo Beast and she takes out Hemlock and the whole base. Now, that would be kind of badass. That's a really good question. Thank you so much for asking that one. Yeah, I think that is 100% plausible. 100% plausible. Far out, guys. Look, the questions this week have been amazing. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for watching, for subscribing to my channel. If you are subscribed, if you are not, guys, it is so appreciated that you do. If you like this, just so it kind of gets out there, so I can kind of see where I go, what I kind of do to make my content a lot better for the viewers. But thank you so much. This has been an absolute pleasure, an honor, like usual. You guys have been amazing. I love you so much. This has been Blore on Mandalore, and I will see you next week. All right. Bye.